This is kind of surreal, but right now I'm in Chaltén, which is the hiking, trekking capital of the whole world. And today I'm doing probably the most famous hike, maybe of all time, Laguna Torre via Mount Fitz Roy. Mount Fitz Roy, for those who don't know, that's literally the Patagonia Mountain. So I'm geeked right now. Like, I'm gonna be able to see the mountain that inspired the Patagonia brand and logo. It's currently about 9 a.m. We were gonna do this hike at sunrise, but our airline, Flight Bondi, kind of screwed us a little bit, so we could not do the sunrise. Otherwise, we would have got literally no sleep. But yeah, this is about a 14-mile hike, and this is surreal that I'm getting the opportunity to do this. And we're officially off at Laguna de los Tres on the way to Mount Fitz Roy. It is quite windy this morning, and it's a little cloudy, so hopefully the clouds go away by the time we get up to the top here. But yeah, it has begun. It's a little bit windy out here.
This had to be about 10 minutes into the hike, and already getting views like this, yeah, that's how you know this is about to be a pretty good hike. Like, it's just absolutely peak Patagonia. So beautiful. The first couple of miles definitely had a bit more elevation gain than I was expecting, but it was nothing too bad, just more interesting because going into this hike, I thought pretty much the only elevation gain that you experience is at the very end.
Just hit the 2-mile mark, and we've already gained over 1,000 feet of elevation. The hike has mainly just been in the forest so far. They do offer a couple cool lookout areas. You can look out over some of the little like ponds and stuff, and then you can also look over the town of Chaltén, so that's pretty cool. So we just walked another half a mile, and look at what we have stumbled upon. Our first sighting of Mount Fitz Roy. It's kind of covered in clouds, the top of it right now, and it is quite windy, but insane. Our first sighting of probably one of the most famous mountains in the world.
I'm not gonna lie, the clouds, they were selling a little bit, but man, that did not distract us from taking in the sheer beauty of our surroundings. It really is once-in-a-lifetime views. As we continued on our hike, about every quarter of a mile, there was just some insane view, like, yeah, mountains upon mountains. And oh, I can't forget about the random massive rocks either. But yeah, everything is just so cool.
4 miles done. We got about 3 more left. Man, once you get like mile 2.6, the views of Mount Fitz Roy, it was in the clouds, but immaculate views. Brock said it just doesn't look real, and he's honestly just so right.
At this point, the legs were feeling great. The middle section was really easy with no real elevation gain, and it's pretty easy to motivate yourself with views like that. And wow, that is a great shot, by the way. Anyways, we got to this area with a nice little stream and a pond, and it was just so peaceful. Here, take a listen.
So we haven't made any elevation gain in the last probably 2.5, 3 miles. So that means these last mile and a half, last 2 or 3 kilometers are going to be quite steep. And we kind of knew that going in. These last kilometers are what make it a very challenging hike.
Yeah, the last kilometer or kilometer and a half have about 2,000 feet of elevation gain, so I had to fuel up with this protein bar that I brought from the States, which I'm very glad that I did because I literally could find no hiking food at any of the gas stations in Chaltén. Oh yeah, and then we passed the campsite where people can set up shop for the night in order to be close to the mountain for sunrise. You know it's going to be cooked when they got the warning sign saying you got to be in good physical condition.
Time to lock in.
I was honestly pretty excited for this last part of the hike because of the way that some people described it. They use words like excruciating, and I've been on hard hikes, especially on this trip, but I can't say I've ever been on a hike that I'd call excruciating. And here's what we're looking at right here. We got to climb up there. Here, I'll zoom in for you. Yeah, see those small people up there? That's going to be me soon, hopefully. Yeah, hopefully. It started off not too hard, but then literally out of nowhere, it just got really hot and I just started sweating a lot.
This is not easy whatsoever, and we still got at least like another half mile. All right, I think we're getting quite close.
Actually, we were a good bit further out than I had thought, and around the top, it started getting super crowded, like people going up and down. And here's a little sped up montage of us approaching the base of the mountain. I know this is really exciting stuff right here. Hopefully it doesn't make you too dizzy watching this. And oh man, you see that little peak coming out right there? Yeah, there she is, Mount Fitz Roy. Nice. We had to walk up this last little bit of rock here, and then finally, the time had come. We had arrived at the base of Mount Fitz Roy. And yeah, I was pretty excited and happy and shocked.
Just feeling very speechless, honestly. Don't really know what to say. This is beautiful, man. I'm very blessed to have seen something like this, like with my own eyes. Now you can actually walk down to the lake, which the color of this lake is very interesting to me. It's like a turquoise blue, but you can walk down really close, so that's what we're gonna do now. If you walk up the hill that is left of the mountain here, you're hit with another beautiful turquoise lake, and then they have mini waterfalls running down right by this mountain. Dude, this lake doesn't even look real on this video. This is crazy. This is so beautiful as it is, but the only thing that would make this even better is if those clouds disappeared. Last glimpse at the Patagonia Mountain. Fortunately, the clouds didn't go away the whole time. It doesn't look like they are going away anytime soon. So now it's time for the oh so fun descent that me and Brock are gonna have.
Yeah, so this first kilometer hiking down, it kind of sucks. It's not hard, but it's decently steep, so all the force, every step, it was going straight into the knees. And it was so crowded on the way going down. There were literally some times where we just had to stand and wait for people to pass us. But eventually, we made it down, and man, it felt good to walk on some relatively flat surfaces.
Made it back down to more level ground, thankfully, and my knees are kind of cooked. And right now we're going to a glacier. That's right, it's like 3 kilometers from the main the main hiking trail.
At this point, we had officially run out of food. That's great. And since we took this 3-kilometer detour to see this glacier, we had like 13 kilometers still to walk back to El Chaltén. So we kind of locked in and just tried to speed walk as fast as we could to get back down to the start of the hike. I think it started to rain a little bit too, so yeah, that definitely pushed us to go faster. But it was a great sight to see the El Chaltén rock or mountain thing, whatever it is, and then finally the town.
Laguna de los Tres has been completed. I am in shambles. I don't know about Brock.
I am basically in shambles. Yikes.
Yeah, my feet really hurt. We ended up going a little over 17 and a half miles because we did an extra 6 kilometers round trip to see the glacier. But obviously super iconic hike. Very well worth the time, but we are starving. So now on to get some food. I'll see you tomorrow bright and early for another hike. And by bright and early, I mean very bright and early. Yeah, it's dark out. We're doing a sunrise hike this morning of Laguna Torre. And you already know I got the headlamp here. Gonna need that, hopefully. But no, it should be a beautiful morning. This is probably second most popular hike, maybe like the third most popular hike behind Laguna de los Tres. But yeah, I'm interested to see how many times I almost fall today, considering I almost fell about 30 times yesterday in the daylight. This is sick. Hey. And we have officially begun. We got about 12 and a half miles out and back.
I was terrified to do this hike in the dark. Like the whole time we were hiking, I thought something was just going to come out of the woods and eat me. Every time the bushes ruffled from the wind, I got jump scared. And I mean, like, look at this tree. Look at that tree. I mean, that's got to be the scariest tree that I've ever seen in my whole entire life.
Just hit a little over 2 miles so far, and everything's going pretty well so far. The stars are beautiful, especially when we turn our headlamps on and just like look up at all the stars. It's very gorgeous. I will say it's a little eerie, a little scary being out here. We've only passed like one other guy walked past us, but besides that, it's just literally been us in the middle of the woods.
Yeah, and that one guy would be literally the only other person that we'd pass on this whole hike. I was actually shocked how we didn't pass any more people. Like, I get that Laguna de los Tres is way more popular to do for sunrise than this hike, but I guess I figured that there would be like some other people doing this hike, but I guess not.
Just past mile 4, we got about 2 left. I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty unmotivating hiking in the dark. You cannot see a single thing. We're at kilometer 6 of 9 right now, just past the sign. But I think we got a little bit of elevation gain, about 1,000 feet these last couple miles, and we should get to the lake.
The last part of this hike required that we walk through some more trees, and even though these are regular trees, tell me that's not scary, like walking through these trees. I don't know, maybe it's just me, but as we got closer and closer to the lake, I noticed that the wind was picking up, which, at first I didn't think too much of it, but once we got to the end of the hike at the lake, it actually got insane.
We made it to the lake. It is quite windy though.
Yeah, the wind was so bad that my phone audio just literally stopped working. I think I was trying to say these are the highest winds I've ever been in my whole life. The wind genuinely felt dangerous at this point.
We made it onto this rock right here, and look at this rock, look at this view. Prime, the sunset about to rise over there. Prime. Yeah, I think the main viewpoint is just up there, but it is so rainy and so windy that we're just gonna chill here on the rock. Just started our descent from the Laguna Torre, and man, that was a beautiful spot with multiple glaciers, but I will say we definitely felt the Patagonia weather. The wind and the rain combo were diabolical. Like, I don't even want to take a guess how many miles per hour the wind was, but like by far the most wind I've ever felt in my whole life, especially trying to go up to those viewpoints right there. Unfortunately, the sun was kind of it was a little cloudy this morning, so I didn't see a great sunset or sunrise, but still just beautiful to be out here in nature, man. Looking at glaciers, man. It's pretty inspirational stuff. But yeah, heading back now. Excited to actually see what the trail looks like during the day.
It's pretty remarkable how fast the weather here changes, because literally just like 30 minutes ago it was pouring with extreme winds, and now once we got a little bit away from the lake, it's peaceful, sunny. We even got a nice rainbow right there. But yeah, the descent was pretty easy, and we literally were able to get back down to El Chaltén before noon.
Laguna Torre has been complete. All in all, it was about 13 miles out and back trail, but yeah, obviously beautiful hike. Both the hikes that we did in El Chaltén were absolutely beautiful, must-dos if you come to El Chaltén. But with that being said, that's gonna conclude my time in El Chaltén. I gotta go to Buenos Aires now. Bye.